The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching dolly vision.
That's been following the case very closely. Jimmy Williams is with us. Jimmy, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me ask you, you've been in the middle of this. I'm trying to put it all together. Are you from the area?
Hey everybody, it's Mike from Profiling Evil, and I'm here with Dolly Vision at CrimeCon 2024.
What is up, my beautiful people? It is good to see all of you guys jumping in the chat room already. Okay, now this story right here is a little bit crazy. I'm going to give some trigger warnings. This is really sad, really heartbreaking what went down today in Louisiana. But first, of course, make sure y'all hit that like button just in case you go missing in Tennessee, Louisiana, Kentucky, anywhere in them southern states. Okay, if you go missing, make sure you hit this like button, leave your DNA so Dolly can come track you down like a damn bloodhound. Also, sub up, help us reach 59,000 subscribers by hitting that sub button, ringing the bell for notifications. Okay, Daniel Callihan arrested today for murdering his alleged girlfriend, Callie, kidnapping the two children, 3 and 6 years old. He takes off about 2 hours. He gets about 2 hours from the location he is at, and police find his vehicle. Well, first, they get a suspicious call that someone is unlocking doors, checking doors. Okay. So they send an undercover police officer out there. He sees him, tries to make contact with him, and Daniel takes off running. A foot pursuit leads. They chase him. They catch him. They find the 6-year-old alive, and behind the house, about 30 yards into the woods, not buried or anything, just laid on the ground, was the other small 3-year-old child. Now, that it is alleged that he is the father of the child that is still alive, that the grandparents have come to pick up. It's alleged he's not the father of the child that is deceased. Now, the police believe that he was going to unalive both children, but they got there too quickly, and he didn't have time to unalive the second child. Now, early this morning, we were live with you guys when this story broke. Okay, we were covering the Sebastian Rogers case. We're talking about TikTok Tony and all, just all the crazy stuff, the circus that's been going around in the true crime world. But then all of a sudden the story broke, and it came out of nowhere, and it was, an active investigation happening live as we were going. They had just discovered her body. They had just issued the Amber Alert, and this guy had a 36-hour head start. This Callihan guy. He went to the trailer. He murdered his alleged girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, took both the kids, and like I said, he fled in a 2012 Chrysler 200. That car was recovered about a block from the scene, about a block from the woods at the end of the block. But it appears he was looking for a place to go, and for what reason in this world did he have to unalive this baby? Now, I'm going to jump over to the screen because you can see them dragging his ass about the woods where, apparently he tried to run. Now, we did share a picture of the man earlier that looked like a Viking. We were kind of joking his nipple rings. That is not this guy. It's a totally different guy. That's why I said, I use caution when I share somebody's picture, because when something's active like this and people are speculating, we didn't really want to go after no innocent person that didn't have anything to do with this. But this is a ginger. He looks a lot different than the person we had originally pulled up named Jonathan. This is not Jonathan, but this is another, another redhead baby. We were joking, no soul, but that's just all jokes. I got nothing against redhead people out here. I was just picking and playing a little bit, but let me share this screen with you guys. And this is the latest update and stuff on this young man. This family, mother, daughter, and one daughter that actually made it. Thank God, little Jesus, right? I believe if the police would have been just a little bit quicker, they would have saved both of these kids. It appears that he had just committed this crime right before the police had got him. Now, at this time, they're not giving the cause of death of the 3-year-old, which they probably won't release that anyway. But they say it's going over to the medical examiner, and the police officer said he's seen it himself. This is something that no father should have to see, even though it ain't his kid. It's just a horrible sight. And this dude is a monster, almost like Stephen Stearns. He just drug her 30 yards out into the woods. That's about the same thing Stephen Stearns did. Threw the little baby on the ground, and then he took off. Now, I don't know if he ran towards the kids, but an officer searched the woods, 30 yards into the woods. They locate the 6-year-old in the body of the 3-year-old. So her and her mother was brutally murdered by this piece of crap guy you see right here. Now I'm going to play this video. It might have a commercial, so be patient. Okay, we didn't want that. We wanted this. Why does it keep doing that? All right, let's play it here. Oh, you can skip it. Okay, we don't want to hear their song. All right, let's cut the volume back on. Skip that.
From New Orleans' most watched news, Fox 8 Local First starts now.
Local
It's so
first.
sad that it ended this way with this baby, this child losing their life here.
The search for two children taken from their Laranger home comes to a tragic end in Jackson, Mississippi. Law enforcement issuing an Amber Alert for the 6 and 4-year-old girls after their mother was found dead inside of a trailer this morning. Now a suspect is in custody, and a family is left to mourn the deaths of a mother and her 4-year-old daughter, while a 6-year-old girl recovers in a hospital.
And tonight we're getting a first look at suspect Daniel Callihan as he was apprehended by police in Jackson, Mississippi today. Good evening, I'm Lee Zurich.
Wow.
I'm Lauren McCoy. It was a disturbing scene in Jackson, Mississippi after police discovered the body of a 4-year-old Erin Brunett shortly after taking the suspect into custody.
Ashland Brothers.
He didn't read my comment. What'd you say, Miss PJ?
Lee and Lauren, perhaps the only thing Chief Joseph Wade of the Jackson Police Department held back in the midst of this tragedy was tears, repeatedly calling the suspect a coward.
I can't imagine either.
Daniel Callihan allegedly brutally murdered 35-year-old Callie Brunett and one of her daughters. Now, Chief Wade says U.S. Marshals found the body of 4-year-old Erin Brunett in a low-lying area of South Jackson, Mississippi, roughly 30 yards behind a home. That's more than 3 hours north of the initial crime scene, where deputies uncovered the mother's body and forcing the child's grandparents to drive the distance to get the 6-year-old who was found alive in the car within 10 yards of her sister. Police say the child was taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries. He says technology played a huge role in the discovery of children, and that license plate readers helped them locate the car.
Yes, they got a ping, okay? So when they got the ping, that ping sent it over. Not only did they get a ping, but they got a call that somebody was trying to get into houses. Now, one of these locations, as they discovered, becomes the crime scene. They find cages, okay? So they're expecting some type of whoever may be involved or whoever here. This could be some type of human trafficking that they're investigating because of the small cages. So I don't know if that's the case, if they were selling babies, putting babies in cages. But when they arrested this man, one of the locations in question had a bunch of cages at the location. Now, were they keeping pets in these cages, or were they keeping babies in these cages? We don't know yet, but this story's still developing. But they do have this man in custody. He killed his alleged girlfriend and one of her children. All right, now he's a scumbag. What reason would he have to kill these children? I can understand you fighting with your baby mama, your girlfriend, and y'all get into it, and something happens, okay? But then to go on and horribly murder the small 3, about to turn 4-year-old child, it's like they should take this dude out and tie him to a stake and set his ass on fire, because he's like a witch. He's evil. This dude is evil. Anybody, no good person could do that to a small child. No good person.
Chief Wade, who witnessed the child's lifeless body himself, is sickened by what he saw.
It's traumatic, even for my officers to see this. It's traumatic. We didn't come to work to see this today. This individual has used this location as a location to traffic children and abduct children. We want to make sure we have that evidence to make sure him and whomever else is prosecuted for this heinous, terrible act.
He says multiple agencies are working together on this investigation, saying this is a lengthy process, but assures everyone no stone will go unturned. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is playing a role in the investigation on its side of the state line, along with Jackson PD. Chief Wade says Callihan likely chose the location for dumping the child's body after realizing law enforcement's active involvement. Tonight, he's asking for people to uplift the family and his police department in prayer. Back to you.
Definitely.
All right, Ashland, the frantic search for the 2 young girls began this morning in the town of Laranger after their mother was found dead inside of their
Hey, guys.
And that's where we find our David Jones, who...
Guys, if you're just tuning in, there's only 754 of you here. Let's get those likes up for me. Okay, let's get those likes up. Let's bring some attention to these young people, this tragedy. Let's get those likes up. We want to make sure this dude pays, and we're going to follow up on what's going on with him. and what's going on with the kids. What led to this, we still don't know. What type of altercation they had got into. Was it over custody of the kids, overseeing the kids? Was it just jealousy? We don't quite know yet. But whatever reason it was not a good enough reason to take the life of this woman and her small child. Now, the small child, of course, is the worst. Killing the woman's not good. But then he had the opportunity to leave those kids and take off and run and try to get to Mexico or whatever. But he decided to take the kid just to unalive it. Just to unalive it. I think maybe, let me give my warnings out here. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes. Only we talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, comedy. Do your own research, people. Don't take nothing as fact. Callers' opinions are theirs and theirs alone. Everybody's innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. This dude is guilty as shit, though. And don't try to be Dolly at home. Your head will explode, okay? Will explode. What a monster, guys. What a monster. Now, just like that sheriff said, we wasn't expecting to come to work and see this today. Us and YouTube, we wasn't expecting nothing like this either. We were already talking about the clown show, and then something real breaks, like really scary. We knew it was, we knew these kids were in danger instantly. We were live when they issued the Amber Alert about, what was it, around 4 o'clock today. We heard it go off as they were doing it, watched the press conferences with it. And then we're thinking, okay, we hope this don't end in a shootout. It didn't. But I think if the cops would have been a little bit quicker on that call, and they got there in time to save the one child, but if they would have been a little bit quicker, I think they might have been there to save both the kids. Like I said, it appears he had just committed this crime when they called him. He was still right there. He didn't have a chance to run to get to the car. He got ran down, and he's on his way to prison for the rest of his life. Now, a lot of people believe in prison justice. Oh, you hurt a kid, they'll get you in prison. But I don't know if that's really the case. Some people that hurt kids may get it in prison, but not everybody, right? Not everybody. This dude, I've noticed from some of his pictures earlier today. Now, I don't know this to be fact, but he looks like he's done some prison time before. All right. He had this big spider web tattooed on the inside of his arm, right? And it definitely looks like, gray work, which is a lot of ashes, and like they use it in prison. They make tattoo ink out of ash and soot. So it looks like a lot of gray work. So I'm thinking he already has prison tattoos. All right. So he's probably done some time in prison. Just like, remember the girl that got put in the lake? The mom's boyfriend was living in the shed. What was that guy's name? I'll think of it in a minute. But he tied a rock to her and threw her in the river. Kind of like that. He kind of like, you can look at this dude and tell he's done, it appears he's done some prison time. Now, he's uncooperative, just like everybody that does these things. The police are trying to interview him to get a motive of why he may have done this. And is he involved in any other type of human trafficking? Audrey Cunningham. Thank you, guys. Audrey Cunningham's killer. Wasn't it Steve something? Wasn't his name Steve something? But you're definitely right. It was Audrey Cunningham's, the person that was living in Audrey Cunningham's backyard. The family was letting them babysit them. And then, we had Maddie Soto with the Stephen Stearns, where that guy was babysitting that kid and he unalived it. Now we got a situation that looks like he may be the father of the 6-year-old, but not the 3-year-old. Now, it's not positive if he is the father of the 3-year-old. I mean, the 6-year-old. But the word on the street is he is the father of the 6-year-old. Now, I'm not positive of that. That's just rumor, speculation. But we heard in the very beginning that the father was contacted. That must have been the father of the 3-year-old, because if he is the father of the 6-year-old, how did they contact him? They didn't. Yes, there is a lot of devils out here in this world. You got to, listen, ladies, when you meet a dude and you think he's the perfect guy, you got to be careful about who you bring around your kids. Definitely. And especially if a dude shows any type of violent tendencies, you need to get away from that, because usually them behaviors don't change. They only get worse. Like if somebody's a little violent, next time they're going to be a little bit more violent, until eventually, you're in a trailer somewhere dead and some dude is riding off with your kids, right? You got to be careful about these men you allow around your kids. Just like I say in the Sebastian Rogers case, Katie picked a man that beats on her kid and don't like her kid, allegedly. You got to make sure that the person you with is going to love you and your family. And this dude, I think, you know, he got in a fight. He wanted his kid. The other kid was too much. Now, listen, I knew it was bad when he grabbed the kids. I was like, because what man kidnaps kids that ain't his? Most fathers, you can't get to pay child support. You can't get them to pick the kids up on the weekend. You can't get them to visit the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard time to even get a man to do that type of stuff. So to see a man kidnap a 3-year-old that he clearly can't care for, I just had a bad feeling. I was like, if he hurts one of these kids, it's going to be the small one first, because that one's more likely to cry, more harder for him to control. When he's like, shut up, the little kids don't shut up. They just cry louder. You know, maybe the 6-year-old will be quiet and sit there scared, but the 3-year-old is going to be in a panic, crying and screaming. And how much of that could he take? Especially, you can clearly see this man is drugged out of his mind. Look at how dirty he was. Look at his hair. Look how he was kept, you know. Now, I don't think that's from him rolling around in the dirt out there. He looked pretty damn dirty, sweaty, you know, unless they did tackle him in the damn dirt hole. He looked like he got awful filthy.
Has the latest on this investigation tonight?
Lee and Lauren, it is truly difficult to understand the nature of the crimes that unfolded both here and about 2 hours north in Jackson. I'm standing in front of the home of 35-year-old mother, Callie Brunett. This is where police tell us that she was found by her father brutally murdered this morning, and her 2 daughters missing. But the tragedy would continue to unfold throughout the day.
This
Very
is so
quiet.
sad.
It's just country setting, not much going on at all.
But that wasn't the case Thursday.
First, our hearts and prayers go out to the victim's family here. It certainly is a horrendous crime.
Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff Daniel Edwards says he, like others, is in mourning for the slain mother and her young 4-year-old daughter, Erin Brunett. He says the Brunetts were fellow members at his church.
We got the call, as most people know, last night about reporting, Callie missing along with the 2, her 2 daughters. And at that time, what we had was a missing persons report. This morning, obviously, it picked up when Callie's father went to her residence and went in and found her deceased.
The sheriff's office says
that poor father, prayers from him. That would be my worst nightmare in this whole entire world. You know, losing your child is one thing, but finding your child, oh my God. I mean, can you imagine how heartbroken that dad was? And he is the one that reported her missing. He didn't go over there and check, but he forced entry into the trailer today. And that's when he discovered her body. And guys, they say it was brutal, blood everywhere. Now, they didn't say she was shot, but they insinuated that she was shot or stabbed. Now, they didn't tell how the baby has lost its life. All right, we're learning that also, with the same situation with this dude acting like Stephen Stearns, we're learning that Maddie Soto actually died by strangulation. A lot of us thought she was shot because they were doing ballistics on a gun and things like that. But no, Maddie was strangled to death. Rest in peace to little Maddie Soto. But what did he do to this baby? I know that's a trigger warning. I know that's bad. Did he do something horrible? Like, what is the cause of death of this 4-year-old? And why would he do that when he could have just dropped that baby off on the side of the road and kept driving? Somebody would have found that baby, would have turned it in. Why take that baby into the woods and kill it? You already, by that point, he had to know the police were on to him. He already knew he was going to prison, right? He knew when he did this crime that he was going to go to prison. Why continue to escalate it? This is what drugs do. You can tell this man was strung out. He's probably, look at the trailer, I would say they're tweakers. Okay, I'm not positive, but just looking at him, he looks like he's been up for days. He looks dirty, like sweaty. He definitely looks like a meth head. All right, I hate to say that. I know that's kind of being judgmental, but he just looks. His hair's all greasy and stringy. He just looks like a meth head. Now, what woman would date this grimy ass looking dude? I have no clue, because when you look at Callie, she seems like a sweet person. She don't look like she would be with a dude that looks like that. Honestly, she looks like a normal, happy young lady. This dude looks like he just got out of prison and is a dirtbag. Like, women, y'all got to pick better men. You got to pick better men. OMG.
The mother, Callie Brunett, was brutally killed inside this home on North Cooper Road.
The two children were gone, and along with Callie's car. So at that point in time, we knew we had a homicide we were working, and we had two children who were missing.
Authorities say their prime suspect, Daniel Callihan, fled with the girls to Jackson, Mississippi. Then,
see, he didn't look too bad in that picture. He looked like a normal human being, but right now he don't. And I can tell you now, you go from a normal looking dude from that picture to what he looks like now, that's drugs. Okay. You don't get that ugly without using drugs.
Late Thursday afternoon, Callihan was captured by U.S. Marshals.
The suspect, Daniel Callihan,
hey, Lindsay,
knew this family. I think he had in the past had dated Callie, and so he was not a complete stranger. What would lead him to kill Callie and to abduct the children? I can't say. I don't have a motive at this point in time.
It's
see, people are alleging that he may be the father of the 6-year-old. Now, I don't know if that's true, or they ain't quite sure who the father is, but people are alleging that he may be the father of the 6-year-old.
very tragic for the family. I mean, those children. I mean, I just can't imagine.
In the coming days, we hope to learn more about the motivations behind these killings. For now, reporting live in Tangipahoa Parish, David Jones, Fox 8.
Okay.
You've been hurt and have more questions than.
Let me pause this. Let me close this up. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open the phone lines on this case. I want to hear from you guys what you think about it. What should they do with this piece of shit? There ain't nothing else to call them. Thank you right there for becoming a member. And if I missed any of your super chats, sorry, guys. I was trying to, catch the latest update. Make sure y'all got all the information on this case. But if you're just tuning in, there's over 1,000 of you here. Make sure that you hit that like button. Yes, I don't have a picture of the mom right here handy with me. Give me a second. Let me see if I have one in my, let me see if I can pull one up for you real quick. Maybe there's one here. No, I don't have a picture on this side of her. Give me 1 second. Here's the mom right here. I know I had it pulled up somewhere. Does this one show the mom? I think it does.
Meridian Living.
Give me 1 second.
Feels like home because you are home.
And I am
Lord,
completely happy, content, and well taken care of.
Well taken care of. Okay, Grandma. They didn't put you in hospice. All right, let's go.
Your family is welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm Olivia Vidal. The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office looks for 2 missing children from Lauranger while investigating a homicide. Let's go out to Kelsey Davis in our newsroom, who has more.
That's right.
I don't know if they're going to show her.
Sheriff's Office says they found 35-year-old Callie Brunett dead in her Lauranger home. She'd only been missing for about 24 hours, or just over 24 hours. Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office shared this image of Callie's 2 daughters, 6-year-old Jalie and 4-year-old Erin. Take a good look at this photograph on your screen. If you recognize either of these children or know where they might be, detectives are asking if you have any information to contact 911 immediately. The sheriff's office also says Callie's car is missing, and here's a photograph of her vehicle, a black 2012 Chrysler 200, Louisiana license plate 859 GML. Again, Louisiana license plate 859 GML. Again, if you have any information about
This is her.
Callie's missing daughters or her missing vehicle, contact Lieutenant Jacob Schwebel at 985-902-2037 or call Crime Stoppers of Tangipahoa Parish if you'd like to remain anonymous. We have a crew heading to Tangipahoa Parish right now and hope to have another update for you shortly. In the meantime, Olivia, back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. The sex abuse trial of former Catholic.
That is the couple right there.
Express Pharmacy.
All right, let me stop that. Okay, so now y'all got a little chance to see what they look like. Let me blow this back up. All right, let's take some calls. I want to hear from you guys. What do y'all think about this situation that's going on? Tragic event that's unfolding. Dolly.
At one can.
Hello.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Sunshine and Shadows.
Hey, Sunshine. How's it going tonight?
It's all right. I can't believe I got through to you that quick.
You did it. You made it.
Now I done forgot what I was calling you for.
Oh, it could have been nothing. Maybe about this case that we're talking about, or the mother getting murdered and the kid. And
It was definitely about the case that I forgot what I was going to say. Mom, do you remember what I was going to tell Dolly?
No, he asked what you think they should do with that guy.
Oh, that's it. You asked what we think should happen to him, and I would say DP.
definitely does Louisiana have the death penalty? Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, does Louisiana have the death penalty? Hey, Alexa, does Louisiana have the death penalty?
Louisiana state law allows capital punishment.
Okay, they do have the death penalty.
Go for it.
Yeah, then he definitely deserves that. That's what he deserves, is definitely the death penalty.
My child is going to be traumatized the rest of her life.
Oh, yeah, the 6-year-old?
Yes.
And, you know, in this picture right here, he looks like a normal dude. He don't look too crazy. So, I mean, nobody ever knows what's in somebody's mind or what they're really capable of.
And this is just my opinion based on pictures, because this is the first I've heard of the case. But it's my opinion based on the pictures. I don't think that's his child. I'm thinking
maybe not. He's redhead and his child looks blonde. But the rumors that were circulating was he may be the father of one of the kids. But like you said, he don't look like either one of the kids.
I mean, but then again, my biological father, I don't look like him at all.
Yeah, I don't look like I look like my mom. So
yeah, both my mom's kids are her twins. So
yes, I mean, it's hard to say, you know, just looking at him. But I mean, if you just showed me a picture of this guy like right here, I would say, hey, he looks like a normal dude. He don't look too crazy, you know.
So yeah, another thing I was gonna tell you.
But if he had his shirt off, you would see the prison tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like all them shitty tattoos he got on. Usually that's a sign of like you're on drugs or you've been to prison, because there's no reason you should have shitty tattoo work like that.
I'm thinking she probably dated him. Well, the crappy tattoos could just be maybe he was broke and let somebody do tattoos in his living room. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but they look more prison than that. They're like spider webs. They're more Aryan in nature.
Prison or some kind of like gang mentality type
Yeah,
stuff.
more gang white people tattoos. You know what I'm saying? I guess like Nazis or whatever they would call it.
Right. I'm thinking maybe she dated him before the drugs and all that other.
Yeah, it's supposed to mean something when you got a spider web inside the crook of your arm or on your elbow. I just forget what it is right off the top of my head. You know how the teardrop means you killed somebody, and they got different symbolism for different tattoos that they put on your body in prison. Okay, I lost her. You know, usually like if you have 3 teardrops, that means you killed 3 people. Now listen, Adam Montgomery walked into court. He had what looked like a teardrop, but really it's a cherry. But it still looks like a teardrop. And you know, he's in there being charged with the murder of his daughter, and he got a damn teardrop under his eye. Well, he tries to say people say it's a cherry, but it's a cherry that looks an awful lot like a teardrop underneath his eye. And usually people get those when they kill somebody. Now, this man kills his own daughter, and he goes out and gets a cherry that looks like a tear tattooed under his eye, then doesn't show up to court. So this man right here, this Daniel Callihan, he is facing the death penalty. All right. At least they do have capital punishment there. And, you know, guys, I preach all the time about, hey, you know, people like this that commit these crimes, they shouldn't live 20 years on death row. They should execute these people within 3 years, give them one appeal. Once that appeal is up, your ass goes to the lethal injection or you go to the chair. We can't have people like this taking care of this man, eating up taxpayers' money for the next 20 years. And then by the time it's time to execute him, Louisiana will do away with execution. He'll never die. I hate that. Dolly.
Hello.
Hey, you got to turn me down in the background.
Okay, hold on. Hey, the tattoos from prison mean different things. Teardrop depends on which eye.
Uh-huh.
It's under like one eye means you killed somebody, the other eye means you've been punked out.
Is that what it means? I thought the other eye was that you lost people.
No, the other eye means you've been punked out.
Oh,
I've done a lot of time. So.
Okay, I didn't know. What
and
about spider web?
Spider web. It is all right. One elbow means like how many webs you got, how much time you got.
Okay.
And the other arm means you done fed or stayed.
Okay. What about when it's on the
and it also means the Aryan thing also.
Yeah, what about the inside of the arm? Usually I've seen them on the elbows, or I've seen them different. I haven't really seen one on the forearm like that, but it's close to the crook of his arm, so I would say that's in the elbow area.
It's like on the outside of the elbows, you can see it like from behind.
Uh-huh.
It depends on how many webs you have, how much time you done.
Okay, I got you. That makes
on the
sense.
inside,
I knew it was something like
the
that.
Aryan thing.
Yeah, that's what I took from it, that he's some type of Aryan. That's what I thought when I first seen it. I was thinking, okay, you's a ginger, you got spider web tattoos, you probably Aryan. So
more likely.
Well, he's going back to prison if that's where he got those tattoos. He ain't never getting out this time.
No, well, he'll be a soldier still then, because if it ain't about spider web, he's a soldier. He ain't no leader.
Yeah, and will they protect him though with those type of charges? I think a lot of gangs still will protect you even with those type of charges. Murdered wife and kid.
Not for killing no kids.
I don't know if he would have molested a kid, it may be different, but murder, he's going to go in there as a double murderer, killing his girl and his kid.
It don't matter, kid. You ain't gonna be protected, harming no kid in there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just hoping that ain't the case because, and another thing, when you're caught red-handed like this, I mean, I don't think letting you sit on death row for 20 years is the way to go. I mean, we need to we need to execute people within 5 years at least.
Giving him a life sentence for killing that kid is a lot worse than sitting on death row. He's gonna be protected on death row.
Yeah, we want this dude in the chair.
We want him in general population
where he can get got.
Yeah.
Would it be a long time before he hits?
Where the men can handle it.
Yeah, well, it'd be a long time before that because he's protected right now. They got him in PC because of the charges, his high profile. So there ain't nobody able to get to him right now. But maybe when he gets to the joint, that'll be a different game.
Well, he'll stay in PC there for a little while too, for at least 6 months while he's being processed.
Yeah, processed. They'll send him somewhere else, and then they'll probably send him to the main place he's going to go. So he'll go somewhere for processing.
As soon as they ask for that paperwork, it's over with.
Yeah, they already know your damn paperwork. Every time I've been locked up, everybody in there knows what you're in there for. I don't know how they get the information, but they always seem to get it.
Man, they know you're coming before you know you're coming.
I know it's because the deputies leak information to the prisoners they're friends with. That's how everything gets through. You know what I'm saying? Them deputies be telling it. They be telling, trying to get you killed up in there.
Absolutely.
All right, my man. You be good. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too.
All right, peace. Yeah, are we going to run into something that ends up prison justice? Look, do me a real quick solid. Real quick. There's 1,200 of you here. I want you guys to do me a favor real quick and hit the like button. Yes, I am talking to you. I'm talking to you, looking at you. I'm pointing at you. I'm looking at you. Hit the like button real quick. And once you do that, shout out in the chat room right here in the side chat where you're watching my ugly face from. I want to see where my late night beautiful people are at. So it's time to represent your city, your town, your hood. You can even shout out your granny if you want to. But first, like the video. Okay, so there's 1,200 of you here. I want to see 1,000 likes on this video. And I want to see where you beautiful people are from. Watching from Cali, watching from Michigan, Arizona, Florida, Indiana. Good to see you. Nebraska, Oklahoma, more California, Florida, Wisconsin, Chicago. Do we got anybody in Louisiana tonight? North Carolina, Oklahoma City, Dolly, Houston.
Hey, Dolly.
Bama. Hey, what's going on?
This is Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
I stayed up because I knew you were coming on. I don't miss you.
Oh,
but anyway,
okay. You should have.
I already liked the video. I swear.
Okay.
Already liked the video. No, I was just calling about that. They were bringing up a while ago about them prison tats and stuff. And they're talking about them. I have a friend. It was a guy I used to date. He'd been in prison, and he had those spiders for the time. But he was an all right dude. He wasn't in for hurting any women and children, and he was actually used to be, but not no more. When he was young, he was arrogant. When he went in, his uncles were all part of the Aryan Brotherhood, and he joined up. He needed protection, so he joined up, and he tatted himself up, and he had all of that. And he had been in and out of prison like ridiculous, always for fighting. But it was men his own size, not hurting any women and children. And he used to tell me, now back whenever we hung out, he'd be like, Rita, that is a huge no-no in the Aryan Brotherhood. You do not hurt women and children.
Yeah.
So if this guy is in the Aryan Brotherhood, and I don't know if he is, like I said, alleged, we don't know. But if he is and he goes in there, he's done. That's a no. That is not no.
That dude that killed Audrey Cunningham, he was an Aryan Nation guy too. That threw the little girl in the lake.
That's a disgrace to their name. They will tell you, you do not hurt women and children.
Yeah,
at all.
And I know a guy that was locked up in prison, and he has a big ass Nazi tattoo on him. And I asked him, why did you get that? He's like, yo, man, you got to survive. You do what you got to do to survive.
Yep.
And then he's
join up.
He would tell you he's not a racist person, but he has a big Nazi tattooed right on his damn stomach. And he's like, oh, I'm not racist at all. I don't hate anybody. He was like, but when I was in prison, he went to prison young. He spent, I think, a total of 20 some years in prison. And he was like, I had to survive. And this is the way I had to run with these people to keep me safe. And part of running with these people were me getting these tattoos. And, I'm not the same person that I was when I was in prison. You are a product of your environment. And, he says if he had the money, he would take it off of him, but he still wears it. He still has it, so, but I understand it if it's a survival thing, but once you get back on the street, now it's a race.
It's time.
It's a racist thing in there too, but it's even worse on the street.
Oh yeah. Cause the people, when you're coming out, they're looking at you like, oh Lord, where'd you get all these tats? And like I said, my friend had them on his back. He had them on his hands. He had like 5 of them just on him, and he had them webs all over him. And and he wasn't racist at all. he was like, this is just something I did during my younger days, and I just don't. He said the same thing. I don't have the money to get rid of these tats. He's like, but and he's been in. I think he was in when I met him and started, talking to him. He had been in for 5 times. He didn't lie to me, didn't hide nothing, showed me his entire record. My kids are grown. Like my son is 6'4". They protect me. Yeah.
I was locked up with a dude that was waiting to be released. He was from the Houston. He had just got out of the Houston penitentiary, and he was his name was Pinky, and he had all these Aryan Nation tattoos on him, right? And the gang unit here in town was paying to get his tattoos removed because he was no longer gang affiliated and he wanted the tattoos removed. So the state was paying for him to get the tattoos removed. I didn't even know that was something they did, but I guess you get out of prison with gang tattoos and you want to get them gone, the state will help you get rid of the tattoos that you got. Because people do go in there and they get these tattoos to keep them safe. And then when they're out on the street, part of your parole is you can't be gang related. You can't have any gang ties or any of these things. So they're starting to pay for these people to get the tattoos removed if they're not taking up their whole body.
That's very smart. That's a good way, to get that off of them.
Yeah, because you don't want to be a young man getting out of prison, walking around, and everybody won't give you a job because they think you're a racist piece of shit.
Yeah. And that's the first thing they're going to look at any interview,
Yeah.
What's on this part, they're
usually when I see
appearances at all.
Usually when I see tattoos on people's hands or their face, I instantly think convict. I hate to say it, I hate to judge people like that, but when I see people tattooed up on their hands and their face, I think convict. First thing I think.
Yes. And that's just real. That's real. That's true. And it's, it's sad, but it's true, but
it shows me that you never want to work again a day in your life or you wouldn't have put that shit on your body.
Yep.
What good reputable company is going to give you a job with tattoos on your hands and your face? Nobody.
Nope.
You
You,
know?
would have to go work at like a call center or
Damn, Mickey D's
and-
won't give you a job looking like that.
Yeah, because anything where you're working with the public, even Walmart are very careful about your hands and face.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and which you can't even be a felon at Walmart. Don't let anybody fool you. Walmart don't play.
Yeah.
You cannot be a felon
my
there.
daughter
There's
worked
children that work there.
Yeah, my daughter worked there for like 3 or 4 years at Walmart.
Yeah. Walmart hires 15-year-olds. They're not hiring a felon.
She started at Walmart.
And-
Now she manages a bunch of different stores. Not
See, that's
Walmart,
good.
not Walmart, but she's in the retail and she's a district manager of a bunch of different stores. I ain't gonna go into what store, but she runs a
So
chain
like
of
a
stores.
GM style job.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
She started off at Walmart, and then she
My sister. Yeah, they work your way up. They'll work you up.
well,
Walmart
she
will work
quit.
you
She
up.
quit. She kind of tapped out at the money as much as Walmart's going to pay you. And then she was like, yo, I'm going to take this experience and go somewhere else. And then she got a way better job for a way better company. And they take really good care.
Yeah.
They've been taking really good care of her and love her to death. So
That's great. That is great.
But they work the shit out of her. I ain't even gonna lie. These people work the shit out, but they're a big, huge company, and they like my daughter, and they've been working her like crazy, and they got her doing a lot of taking over stuff. So,
Yeah, this, and I just want to say while I got you on the phone, this poor family, this 6-year-old, my heart just pours for her tonight.
Wow.
She witnessed all of this, and she's got to go live with family members, and bless that family.
Yes.
You know, and I can only imagine the pain and suffering this poor family is getting ready to go through. And it's horrific. I don't know when they're going to get his, I'm JLR. I don't know if you were him but you guys will probably be getting his mug shot soon.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, this poor kid she's just in my heart tonight. As much as Sebastian is, as much as Summer is, this little girl, oh Lord, this is awful.
She's gonna have to live with it forever. But, hey, look, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah.
All right,
All right. Thank you, Dolly. You have a blessed day.
All right,
bye, hon.
peace. All right, let me see what's in. Somebody said they sent me did you send it to Jimmy Jams TV? Because I didn't get it. All right. I sent you a news update about this through Messenger about this case. It posted an hour ago. I don't know if it will release anything new. I think the one I just played was from about an hour ago. As far as anything new, there is nothing actually new. I think most of the new stuff we will find out first thing tomorrow morning, because right now they got them down at the police station. They're interrogating them. You can believe they're going to be interrogating this man all night long to figure out why he's done what he's done, if he has any connections to other people. Now, listen, if you got tattoos on your hands and face out there, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just saying you got a better chance out here in this world if you don't tattoo your hands and your face. Because listen, we ain't supposed to judge people, but everybody
I just
does.
sent you a news update about this through Messenger about this case. It posted an hour ago. I'd if they will release anything new.
All right, let me see what y'all are sending me. I don't know. What name did you send it under? Okay, that has to do with Sebastian Rogers. I didn't get nothing from anybody on this case. Let's see. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's get the phone lines back open. I got time tonight to take a couple more calls. And as more information comes out about this case tomorrow, I will fill you in. Right now, it's still pretty fresh, pretty new. We don't know why, right? We don't know the circumstances. We're just learning a little bit of the stuff that's coming out now. Now, the whole trafficking thing, when they get there, there's cages. Was there somebody that was, had a bunch of animals or something? Was he going somewhere he knew? There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered in this situation. I don't know if this man got strung out on drugs. It didn't sound like, from what the police were saying, that they was together at this time. It seems like at one point in time, they were a couple. and it seems like it may have been a little bit. If he is smart, he will plead guilty for a life sentence. Now, he don't look smart. A smart person does not go out there and brutally murder their girlfriend and the small child, right? Now, you could probably argue crime of passion. Dolly, he has been there before, right? You could probably argue crime of passion, that they were partying, something happened, a fight escalated. But after that, then you went off and you murdered a baby. Okay, so if you wasn't going to get the death penalty before, with the woman killing her, you definitely getting the death penalty killing that baby. You can believe that. This dude is just as done as Stephen Stearns. Now, I'm sure he was the last one with the baby. He took the baby. He murdered the mom. They have the car on video fleeing. That's how they had the image of the car. That's how they knew it was a white male. They put it all together. He's a former boyfriend, lover of Callie. And, this dude just tragically took her life like a piece of crap that he is. And the worst part of it is he's unalived the child. And, why take them? Why not just leave them there for somebody to find? That's my big... Nope. Dolly.
Hi, this is Christine from Boston.
Hey, what's going on?
I just wanted to say that, I'm a parent. I had 3 children of my own. They're all grown adults now, thank the Lord. And I'm blessed for that. I feel so horrible for this 6-year-old child.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And she's going to be affected for the rest of her life. And I send praise to her and her family.
Oh, she's going to need some hellacious counseling for the rest of her life.
Oh, it's horrible. She deserves to be put right in the jail. Never mind prison time. Throw them in general population, something.
And what they say, they found her 10 yards from her dead sister. So, she watched her mama get killed. She watched her sister get killed. And people are alleging this dude may be her daddy. I don't know if that's true or it could be. But it seems like, why did he leave one child?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I just wanted to state my opinion on that. I just started watching your channel. I think you're awesome.
Thank
what
you.
do.
Thank you. Well, don't stand behind Karen Reed. Okay. Whatever you do.
But I just wanted to say my opinion, and God bless that little 6-year-old.
Yes, definitely.
So horrible.
Definitely prayers for her little sister that passed away, Callie.
Yeah.
And their loved ones, the grandma, the grandfather, their parents, their brothers, sisters. I mean, this is really tragic, and it's senseless. Like, it was no need to do any of that.
There was no need to hurt those children, those babies.
Yeah, if he had
at all.
If he had a problem with the woman, that problem is with the woman, not them little babies.
Exactly.
And never.
I just wanted to voice my opinion. I just wanted to call and voice my opinion. I'm watching from Boston, so.
All right, be safe out there. Don't be playing in the street.
Oh no. Have a good night, y'all.
All right, peace.
Bye.
You don't want to be standing in them streets in Boston on a snowy night. Damn, Karen Reed to come through and wow, okay, with backwards, you be flying and then hit your head, be dead like John O'Keefe. Justice, right? The death penalty across the board, everywhere in the United States. Thank you, Jesus, that Louisiana has the death penalty. All right, I knew there was a reason I wanted to visit that place. It seemed like a place that Dolly would like. My mom used to like visiting there. My uncle used to like to visit there.
Dolly and PJ at Broken Heart, cause my niece little girl and another young woman us with their #1 suspect. They ain't doing nothing because they afraid of the people.
Afraid of the people. Thank you so much. Dolly. Thank you, Rebecca.
Dolly.
Yes.
It's Tina from Kentucky.
Tina
That's
from
the first
Kentucky?
time yeah. This is the first time I've been able to get through since February.
Awesome. It's a slow night tonight. It's late and there's only 1,200 people in the room. So you're good to go.
And I'm tickled to death to hear your voice.
Awesome.
I love it, love it, love it. But on this case here, he's a no good POS.
Definitely a POS for sure.
I don't know, was if drugs was involved.
Has to be drugs. This dude has to be on drugs. There's nobody that
The way that he was sweating and dirty.
Yeah, he don't.
All that sweat is that meth stuff.
Yeah, I know it's leaking out his pores. That's what's making him so greasy looking and grimy.
Yeah.
And like he was scared. He knew what he did. He knew he was going to pay. How did he think he was going to get away with this? He just wasn't thinking at all.
But what got me was the dog cages.
Yeah, and there'll be more information, I'm sure, as this goes on, of whose house that was, why were there dog cages, is there any trafficking going on? Because the police, the first thing they said, it looks like there may be some human trafficking taking place at this location. And they're going to look into that to make sure that's not going on. But that's just crazy that he ran to somewhere that there's possibly to unalive this child where they believe some human trafficking may be happening.
I wonder why he unalived one and not the other.
Well, if the rumors are true and that one is his kid, maybe he just didn't want to kill his kid. Or thought that was his kid. I mean, I don't know for a fact, all right? Because the older kid looks like she has blonde hair and he's a ginger. So, I mean, they don't, you never know though, So she could be a strawberry blonde.
Right.
So
it's a terrible thing for them to have to watch their mother be killed, and then the oldest one watch her sister be killed.
Well, people are saying he injured her. That 6-year-old was harmed, but not killed. She was hurt. Now, I haven't heard nothing about her being harmed. All I know is they took her to the hospital and they were going to release her to her grandparents. So whatever kind of injuries it was, it couldn't have been severe, because they wouldn't release her to the grandparents if it was some severe injuries. But the child was taken to the hospital. I think that's just to see if she's okay, like, internally. And
yeah, that's probably a regular procedure.
Yeah, definitely. Just to check her out before they allow her to leave with the grandparents. But this kid's definitely going to need follow-up counseling, see doctors, all this, because, like she watched mother and her sister die.
She's gonna need some heavy counseling.
Definitely.
Probably for the rest of her life.
I would think so. All right, look, you be good. Stay safe.
Okay, you stay safe too.
All right.
Much love to you and PJ.
Same to you.
And keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
I go to bed every night with you laying by my pillow.
Okay. All right. Just don't try to grab my cheeks and we'll be all right. Peace. All right. So sleeping with the pillow, Dolly, on your pillow. Okay. You probably wouldn't be the first person to fall asleep listening to my big loud ass mouth. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. This is Marianne from Tennessee.
Hey, Marianne. How's it going?
It's going okay. Yeah, this is a terrible thing that happened today.
Yes.
I listened extensively to the reports that the police gave out, and neither of those children were his.
Okay.
He had just been dating her. They weren't living together or anything. And he went straight toward that place with those two kids. I assume he was probably going to traffic them, because they said that he'd been there before. They feel it's a site of trafficking. He killed, then when he knew they were on him, that's why he killed the one, and he was in the process of killing the other one, because it wasn't just they took her because of, everything that happened. She actually had injuries that he had.
Well, they said what I heard him say was that they seen him and he ran and they started chasing him. Then they apprehended him, and then they found the vehicle. She was at the vehicle, and 30 yards into the woods was the other little girl.
Well, what I heard the black police chief say was that the older one, was down inside a pit in the ground, that he was trying to dispose of them. He hadn't totally killed her yet.
I thought he
but she
said
had
I thought he
distinct-
cleared that. He said there was a pit in the ground, but he had just threw the girl on the ground, and that there was but because there was rumors that he tried to bury him alive, and that
Right.
the guy said that's not true. That they wasn't in a trying to bury him alive.
Okay, that may be what it was. I do
Mm-hmm.
think that these men out there like this do target these women with these little children.
I know this by tomorrow afternoon. We'll know more about what's officially going on, because they were giving out different things, but still it was happening so fast that even the sheriff that was talking about it, he didn't know what was going on. Right? He was like, I don't know if they released it's a white male or not. He didn't know what he could officially say because everything was transpiring so fast. So I'm sure some of this stuff, like the pit, they try to bury him alive, and all this. I'm sure all this will clear up by tomorrow afternoon. We'll have a better look at what's going on in this case, and I'll dig a little deeper into everything, and see what I can bring you guys tomorrow morning when I get my lazy ass up.
Don't you think though that these men like this are into this trafficking to make money, and that they do target these women with small children?
Maybe.
And end up taking them. Some of them, I'm pretty sure that that's what's going on. That they target them coming on as this sweet person, and then look what he did. If the father hadn't found her today, he would have been probably off and had sold them.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It does appear that he went somewhere that appears there may be some trafficking. They didn't say there was. They said there might be, and they're going to make sure if there is that everybody's held responsible for that stuff. So look, I appreciate you calling. You be good.
Yes, sir.
Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Good night.
All right. Peace.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the phone line. And listen, right? Like everything's a little scattered right now because, this is breaking information even to the police. They don't know the reason why this man did what he did. And mixed reports coming in, like this lady heard some rumors that I heard opposite of. There was a hole dug out there, but the kid wasn't in the hole. The little girl was on the ground. He said the one officer said less than 30 yards into the woods. Okay, so basically he took her out barely out into the woods. Not really far. 30 yards ain't that much. Okay. So she wasn't far into the woods, and she was behind the house. Now, when he ran, he wasn't with the other child. The other child was at the vehicle. Okay, is what I'm hearing. And he was apprehended, which led them to the vehicle. And she was there, which they started to search, and they went into the woods, and the officer found the little girl. Okay. Now the news said the little girl was found. There's a mosquito in here. You gone now, buddy. That the little girl was found 10 yards from her sister. Now I don't know which one of that is, because they're giving inconsistent statements because it's so new and happening. So this person's hearing this news people are hearing this, and they're running with their news stories, but it's not completely together yet. All right. So by the time they interview him tonight, time they get interviews, witness statements, I'm sure tomorrow we will learn a lot more about the situation with Callie. All right. Rest in peace to Callie and to her daughter. This is super sad, guys. Say a little prayer for them tonight, and God make sure they get a good warm hug when they get there to you, which, they're probably already there. Make sure they're loved and cared for, which we know they are because they're going to heaven. All kids go to heaven. And, the mom, the poor mom, and the family that has to deal with this and raise this little girl. So hopefully that man, what I'm hearing is wrong, and he's not the father. And this little girl does have a father out there. Because I heard earlier that the kid's dad was in jail. So, but the internet says a lot of shit. That don't mean everything's true. It could be a little of this, a little of that. But what a sad story. And what a piece of work this guy is. And I hope he truly, truly pays with his life. They should execute him, bring him back to life, and execute him again. I'm an eye for an eye kind of person. And this dude deserves to die twice. Okay? He deserves to die twice. They should unalive this man, bring him back, and unalive his ass again. And when you commit sin like this, there's no chance that God's forgiving you. I know people say you can, God ain't forgiving that. All right, God don't forgive you when you kill kids. I have a hard time believing that you can kill a kid, go to prison, and say, God, I'm sorry, forgive me for my sins. And he going to forgive. Hell no. You a murderer. You're a killer. He ain't going to hear that shit. I hope he don't anyway. If he does, I'm going to have to talk to him when I get there and be like, what the hell, little baby Jesus? This dude should burn for the rest of eternity. The rest of eternity, forever. His next life, when he comes back, he should come back as something that gets stomped on. A roach. Right? And he should have to suffer every time he comes back to this planet. That's what I truly believe. You guys let me know what you believe in the comment box down below after this video. Replay crew. This is a tragedy, right? And I truly believe this man shouldn't sit on death row for 20 years. Something has to be done with our justice system. What can we do to get rid of these people quicker? Let me know in the comment box down below. Do we need to bring back torturing? What? I think, if people were to watch people pay for their crimes more, people would commit less of these crimes. Just say no to drugs, because I believe drugs has played a factor in this. She was just posting things about, I'm just about to get some money. Now, it was just a meme. She might not have had no money planned, but just say you start posting things about this money you getting, and you got a drug addict talking about, well, yeah, my ex-girlfriend got all this money over there and she's alone. And next thing you know, it's a robbery turned murder so he could get drug money. We don't know yet. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning when I got a little more info. I'll have my sleuths digging. Anything comes up, guys, shoot it to my email. Drop it on the Dolly Vision chat group. Let me know if you hear anything. And then, when I get back tomorrow, we'll cover everything that's going on. All right. I love you. I'll see you soon. Y'all be good. Dolly's going to go watch a movie, get some sleep. Peace.